The Maruti Suzuki Grand Vitara is back, and it's in a completely different avatar as compared to its predecessors. We're here in Udaipur and we're going to be driving this thing for a short while, and we're going to tell you 4 things that we really liked about it and 2 things that could have been better. But before we go ahead, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you do like it, share it with your friends and family so that we can bring out more content for you. Now let's talk about the design. Maruti Suzuki says the Grand Vitara is all about premium appeal. So is it premium to look at? Let's take a look. So starting from the front, this isn't your typically imposing SUV grille. So you get these nice glossy black elements in the center with a chrome outline on the outside, and even more chrome in the form of this fat bar on top. Now, since this is the hybrid variant, you get this dark chrome finish. However, on the other variants, you get your normal shiny chrome. Now, the cool factor here are these 3-point LED DRLs. They really look fancy, and below that you get your LED headlights. Nothing fancy about them. But what we also really like is the bash plate design. It really juts out and it gives the Grand Vitara a very strong jawline. Now, moving to the side, you notice the not so prominent side cladding. But the important thing to note here is that it's finished in glossy black and not in matte black like in most other cars. What we also particularly like is this strong shoulder line that runs across the length of the car. It gives the Grand Vitara a very muscular stance. And then of course you have the nicely designed 17-inch alloy wheels, which complement the side profile of the car very well. Now, moving to the rear, it's just as stylish. Starting at the top, you get this nice sporty spoiler, and as you move down, you get to the main element, which is the tail lamp. So you get the same 3-point LED treatment, and it almost runs across the width of the car. But it's a nice slim looking tail lamp, and it looks fantastic. Also, you get this nice shroud-like design which encompasses the indicator and the reversing light, and it adds a kind of muscular stance at the rear. So that really looks nice. Overall, we think the Grand Vitara looks fantastic. It's got presence, it looks premium, and it will definitely turn heads. Now, talking about the engine and gearbox, Maruti usually offers one petrol engine option, and along with that you either get an AMT or manual, or with certain models the 6-speed torque converter. But with the Grand Vitara, they've gone all out. So you get the same K15 motor that you also get in the new Brezza, and along with that you get either a 5-speed manual or the 6-speed torque converter. Now, the all-wheel drive variant, that only gets the 5-speed manual and no automatic option. And finally we come to this, the big daddy, which is the strong hybrid, and here you only get the eCVT gearbox. First up, we drove the 2-wheel drive manual variant. Almost immediately you notice how refined the engine feels. But it's a very familiar feel with the Grand Vitara. The clutch is light but devoid of any feel, the steering feels great, and the gear shifts are extremely short and positive. All typical traits of a Maruti Suzuki. With 101 bhp and 137 Newton meters of torque, acceleration is linear, and one does not really need too many revs. All the power is concentrated towards the bottom end. So even in third gear, the Grand Vitara potters around comfortably below 40 kilometers per hour. Maruti Suzuki claims a very impressive mileage of 21.11 kilometers per litre, but that's something we need to verify. There is also the 6-speed auto, and you can read Sagar's opinion about that variant on the CarWale website. In a bid to show the all-grip variant's capability, Maruti Suzuki had created a special off-road course that had various kind of obstacles. The electronically controlled four-wheel drive system with selectable driving mode uses a simple push and turn dial so one can control the driving style depending on the road surfaces or conditions. The All Grip Select lets you choose from 4 driving modes: Auto, Sport, Snow and Lock. In Auto mode, the vehicle prioritizes fuel economy and switches between two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive depending on the road surface and driving conditions. In Sport mode, by regulating traction control and throttle input, the dynamics are optimized for sporty driving such as on winding roads. In Snow mode, stability is maximized to make sure driving through snow, unpaved or other slippery surfaces becomes easier. In Lock mode, the rear wheels are allocated power preemptively and torque is distributed to all 4 wheels equally to maximize traction when driving on difficult surfaces. Driving through the course, the Grand Vitara came across as an extremely capable SUV, and while it may not possess the capability of something like a Jeep Compass, it is certainly very capable of getting out of difficult situations or capable enough for you to explore a little unknown. So while the other petrol variants get the regular mild hybrid technology that you also see in Maruti's other models like the S-Cross, the Brezza, etc., this here is the real deal. This is a proper strong hybrid that uses an electric motor and the petrol engine together and dishes out some fantastic fuel efficiency figures. The engine here is a 1.5 litre naturally aspirated 3-cylinder engine which we also see in the Toyota Hyryder. It produces 91 bhp and 122 Newton meters of torque. Paired to the engine is a 59 kilowatt which is around 80 bhp and a 141 Newton meter electric motor fed through a lithium ion battery pack. The total system output is 115 bhp. And when cranking up, the system starts in EV mode only. The switch between the electric motor and petrol engine is extremely seamless. The only thing is, after the eerie silence of the EV motor, when the petrol motor comes on, it sounds a little noisy. What amplifies the noise is the CVT gearbox, which keeps the revs up. Performance is adequate for most situations and can easily cruise at triple-digit speeds, but it's left wanting when more performance is needed. But according to Maruti, this engine's forte is efficiency. According to Maruti's claim, the hybrid variant can do a whopping 1200 kilometers on its 45-litre tank. Now that's a challenge we'd definitely like to try. Maruti Suzuki, it isn't exactly synonymous with safety, but the new Grand Vitara, it boasts a strong safety net. The Grand Vitara comes with 6 airbags, disc brakes for rear wheels, ABS with EBD, tire pressure monitoring system, rear sensors, 3-pointed seat belts for all passengers, hill assist, 360-degree camera and hill descent control. Now that's a pretty impressive list. What we need to see is how well the Grand Vitara will score in the global NCAP crash test. Another one of the things that really impressed us about the Grand Vitara was the ride quality, and that is one of the most important parameters in an SUV. The Grand Vitara boasts an extremely pliant ride and it's comfortable over most surfaces. It absorbs bad road surfaces with good poise, while the large speed breakers or broken surfaces are rounded off with absolute ease. The steering has a good weight to it and is quick to respond to, and it also weighs up nicely at highway speeds. Now let's take a look at a couple of things that could have been better. While the strong hybrid variant comes with decent amount of kit, the other variants not so much. Features like wireless charging, powered driver seats, electric parking brake and ventilated seats are available in cars in lower segments, and these features missing from a premium offering like the Grand Vitara is glaring. Even the hybrid variant misses out on paddle shifters. The K15 motor feels adequate in the Brezza, but in something like the Grand Vitara, it just feels lacking. It just does not have the punch that is expected from a car in this segment. While its performance is adequate in the city, it's just not enough when you compare it to the Hyundai Creta or Kia Seltos's 1.4 litre turbo unit, and the Volkswagen's 1.5 litre TSI engine just sits in a different league. The Maruti Suzuki Grand Vitara comes across as a premium SUV with a lot to offer. It looks fantastic, it's got a range of powertrain options to choose from, including the strong hybrid, and it doesn't mind getting its boots dirty either thanks to the all-wheel drive option. The Maruti Suzuki Grand Vitara will go up against the likes of the Creta and Seltos, the Taygun and the Kushaq, the MG Aster, and its very own cousin, the Toyota Hyryder. The Grand Vitara may not have an advantage over its competition when it comes to performance and features, but it does have the advantage of being the only one that offers an all-wheel drive option in this segment and also a very efficient, strong hybrid option. Now, if Maruti manages to price the Grand Vitara better than what Toyota has managed with the Hyryder, the new Grand Vitara will finally taste the success that's eluded its predecessors.